And they're going to do something very special. KISS is going to be here on a little bit before the show. I think they're going to do something very special. We're going to have a good time. The 48th Kennedy Center honorees are outstanding people, outstanding group, incredible. We can't wait to celebrate the Kennedy Center honors. It'll be in December. It'll be on CBS. In a few short months since I became chairman of the board, the Kennedy Center, we have completely reversed the decline of this cherished national institution. It was being run down. Money wasn't being spent properly. They were building things they shouldn't have built that nobody wanted instead of taking care of the great gem that it is. You look at the marble, look at the quality of the marble and the things that with a little fix-up and a little work, we can make it unbelievable. These columns, when you see them the next time, they'll be magnificent. I mean, we have some great plans for this. The bones are so good. The bones of a building, if you don't have the bones, you might as well forget it. I'm working on another building, a thing called the White House. We're fixing it up so beautifully. It needed it. It's been many, many years since it's been properly taken care of. It's incredible. One of the great places of the world. Maybe, I mean, truly, to me, is there anything else even close? But we're doing that and doing some other things, and we're going to also fix up a place called Washington, D.C. We're going to make it so beautiful again. We're going to be redoing the parks, redoing the grass. You know, grass is a lifetime like people have a lifetime. And the lifetime of this grass has long been gone when you look at the parks where the grass is old, tired, exhausted. We're going to redo the grass with the finest grasses. I know a lot about grass because I own a lot of golf courses, and if you don't have good grass, you're not in business very long, Lindsey Graham. By the way, you have very good poll numbers, Lindsey. I just saw. Congratulations. But a few short months ago, I became chairman of the Kennedy Center, and we completely reversed it. We reversed what was happening. We ended the woke political programming, and we're restoring the Kennedy Center as the premier venue for performing arts anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. This has the potential to be anywhere in the world. We're going to make it something that people can't even believe. We have some unbelievable plans, and ultimately, it's about the talent you get. Though, you know, you can have a beautiful building. You can have nice marble walls. You can have nicely done columns, as I was saying. But if you don't have the talent on the stage, and we're going to get the best talent in the world. To that end, the world-renowned musical.
됐죠. 리방입니다. 리하. 트럼프 지금 더블 소동아리 블라블라블라 중 케네디 센터에서
$26 million budget shortfall that they had for before we got here, and with the help of Congress, we secured the critical funding necessary to rebuild the building, and we're going to get all brand new, highest level seats, magnificent seats, and we all knew we could have taken the existing ones and do a little paint job, a little fabric, but it's not the same thing. So we'll be taking out next season.
나무님 리하 908 지지 916.75는 지켜야지 그림이 되는데 28, 25
She's a big fan of this building. And they got a record $257 million that's going to go toward renovations that the building really needs, and all of the exterior is going to be incredible. It's going to be exciting. So thank you very much, and thank all of your Republican senators. I don't think we had too many Democrat votes, probably. You never have. We don't have Democrats voting even for crime. But I shouldn't make this political because they made the Academy Awards political and they went down the tubes. So they'll say Trump made it political, but I think if we make it our kind of political, we'll go up.
오대마님, 예, 리하 좋아요, 오직 감사.
But I want to thank the executive director for an incredible job. He's done great. He's been with me for just about the beginning, and everything he's touched has been good. He was on high intelligence. He worked in low intelligence and high intelligence. He did better with the high intelligent people. But he's been fantastic. He's the executive director, Rick Grinnell, for his work. Thank you very much, Rick. Unbelievable job. And as well as Lindsay and all the people that helped us in Congress, I want to thank, and the Senate has been incredible.
나사 24,000 옛날에 생각도 못해.
Leader Thune has been unbelievable.
만 찍으면 그게 말이 되냐? 만스탁 말도 안 된다. 그랬던 시절. 바로 몇 년 전이었는데. 7,777 찍었을 때 난리 났었어. 4-7. 만 찍기 바로 전에 코로나 터져가지고 만스탁 못 갔는데.
The money is flowing to us. We've become the hottest country anywhere in the world. But the Kennedy Center board members, many of whom I knew,
908 지지.
many of whom I put on the board, and it's as good a board as I've ever seen. And on the board also, and some people that are doing an incredible job. One in particular is Attorney General Pam Bondi. The job she's doing is incredible. Thank you very much. Long beyond the Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center is the easy part. She's incredible, and you're going to see a big change in Washington crime stats very soon. Although not the stats that they gave, because they turned out to be a total fraud.
일자리 반칙했어요. 그러면
Stats went through the roof. You know, they had
더 간다.
a man that was forced to put up stats like they were doing.
58.25까지 갔어요.
It started as of about yesterday. It started. You see a big change, and people are feeling safe already. I've had so many calls. Thank you, sir. Thank you. They were afraid to walk out.
그럼 가겠지.
And
16.75를 지키느냐 908까지 봐야 돼. 주연님 리하 어서와요.
All over the world they were coming. Drug dealers. They came from Africa. They came from Asia. They came from South America, Venezuela in particular. They were coming in. Trinidad, and the toughest people you've ever seen. And by the millions. And for the last 3 months, we had 0, 0, and 0. We had 0 people come in for 3 months. They respect our country.
지금 매수자리 노리고는 있는데 16.75, 17.75.
I also want to thank the chief of staff, Susie Wells.
17.75에서 반대.
She's done an incredible job. And Sergio Gore for the job he's done with personnel. Thank you very much, Sergio. Fantastic. In the coming months,
908을 지킨다고?
the dated and really the entire infrastructure of the building and make the Kennedy Center a crown jewel of American arts and culture once again. I think we'll bring it to a higher level than it ever hit.
908을 지킨다가 아니라 908이 지지라는 얘기죠.
We have the right location, and soon we will be a crime-free area. This is going to be a crime-free area, by the way. You'll be able to go out. People tell me they can't run anymore. They're just afraid. And they'll be running again. We're going to have a crime-free. It's a big statement because if one thing happens all year, Pam, you better be good because they'll say Trump did not fulfill this. One person gets a little injured by somebody, they'll say Trump did not fulfill his promise.
920.
Essentially,
921.
this is going to be a
매수
beacon.
주문이 접수되었습니다.
921. 자, 908.
As an example of what can be
908.
done, we have to get rid of this cashless bail nonsense. If you look at New York,
907.5 손절.
Chicago, Los Angeles,
14% 손절. 자, 뭐 21.75 매수.
they can't get the people their permits to build their houses. They're trying to rebuild their houses from the ridiculous fire that should have never allowed to have taken place. They should have had the water coming down from the Pacific Northwest, but they didn't do that. But they can't get the permits for the people that want to build their houses. But I want to thank Lee Zeldin because the federal government has gotten all of their permits, which are much more difficult permits actually, and had them literally within 30 days.
야,
after the fire.
3-3에서 미는 거 세다. 씨.
But you don't have these city and state permits. They got to get going. The governor and the mayor have to get
그림이
going.
언제 저렇게 됐어?
It will just be a matter of time that we're going to do something.
그냥
that's gonna
쭉쭉
be-
들어올려.
The Kennedy Center is a big focus of it,
919까지.
and that's the 250th anniversary celebration that we're having. So it's 250 years. So we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, and we have the 250th anniversary celebration. All of this administration and its
an honor that we were able to not be allowed to do what we were illegally.
야, 이 힘아리가 없다. 못 들어니, 16.75 밀겠네. 16.75 만약에 민다. 가정했을 때, 그러면. 이거 그냥 걸어야 되겠네. 여행을 바라야 돼. 여기서 그냥 못 가면 어쩔 수 없어.
That I'm not going to be president when it happens. And lo and behold, look what happens. We have some bad things took place, and now I'm going to be president.
확실하게 반등하는 모습 보고 들어가야지. 이제.
World Cup and the 250th is going to be maybe more exciting than both. It's a great celebration of our country. We're going to be using this building for a lot of the celebration having to do with 250 years. But as I said earlier, I'm determined to make Washington, D.C. safe, clean, and beautiful again. It's going to take place very rapidly. Be prepared. And a big part of that's going to include the Kennedy Center. So thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody for helping us. This is mostly the group right here.
야, 기자하고 Q&A 좀 해. 시장 관련 얘기 좀 해.
They want my job. Someday one of them will probably have it. But we have a great group of people that are putting this together, and they're also helping us with Washington, D.C. We're going to make Washington beautiful. We're going to redo roads. We're going to redo the medians, the pavers, and the medians all throughout the city. We're going to take all the graffiti off. We're going to have to remove the tents and the people that are living in our parks. We're going to be redoing the parks, the grasses and all. We're going to be going to Congress for a relatively small amount of money, and Lindsey and the Republicans are going to be approving it. I don't know about the Democrats. They don't approve anything. It's amazing. It's like they just don't want to vote for anything. They've got the yips, you know, in golf they say the yips. The Democrats are afraid to do anything because they don't want to be criticized. But fighting crime is a good thing. We have to explain. We're going to fight crime. That's a good thing. Already they're saying, he's a dictator. The place is going to hell, and we've got to stop it. So instead of saying he's a dictator, they should say we're going to join him and make Washington safe. But they say he's a dictator, and then they end up getting mugged, and you know. But his stats are very bad. But we're going to. I think we'll actually get.
누가 독재자라고 했던 거야? 워싱턴? 그 얘기 아니겠죠?
80-20 issues. But I think many of those 80-20 issues, like men and women's sports, I think it's 97-3, not 80-20. And I think crime is maybe 100-0. So I think we may get very well some Democrat support, but I hope so. But even if we don't, we have the majority, so we're going to vote it in as Republicans, and we're going to do something. And that's going to serve as a beacon for New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and other places all over the country. Our whole country is going to be so different and so great. Going to be clean and safe and beautiful, and people are going to love our flag more than they've ever loved it, and we're going to do a great job.
야, 요거 지키고 그냥 들어올릴 것 같긴 한데.
Unbelievable people, and we're going to have a
916.75.
day in December, and that evening is going to be special, some really special people. And
이거 졌죠. 16.75.
Do you have any questions?
요거.
Yes, please.
요거 지키면서 지금 굉장히 버티고 있죠. 무너지면 와장창.
I guess I could. Are you surprised? You know, you surprised?
못 들어올릴까?
That's what they do. They're good at it. We're good at it. We're actually better at it. But no, I have heard about it. I've heard about it.
나머님이 얘기하신 908을 마디 잡고 908 밑에 손절을 잡고 응? 짧잖아.
Well, I will.
매수 주문이 접수되었습니다.
20일 908 손절 907.5 손절 와리가리 한 번만 더 해. 책이라 내 거.
probably more, I would say more than half are sane, but they are led by insane people. And the kind of things that they're pushing are not something. We have a communist running for the mayor of New York.
이씨, 내가 대기하고
I wish
있으니까
him
또
well. I
가나
have to deal with him. I mean,
그냥 가네.
it's not even conceivable. Yeah, it's not even conceivable.
갑자기 전태양 뭐야 진짜 이거 요즘거리 한다 게스트.
Shockingly, he won the primaries.
아 상당한 고민 끝에 21.7에 다시 들어가자.
Supporting him that truly don't believe what he's
주문 넣으니까 그냥 도망가네.
So, I mean, we will meet, but nothing's going to come out of the meeting. But here's the advantage we have is that we just passed a great, big, beautiful bill that had all the biggest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. Think of it. Think of that for the seniors. No tax on overtime. And all sorts of things. You go out, buy a car, you can deduct the interest payment. If you borrow money, you can deduct the interest payment for your taxes. So many things, but the biggest thing is, from a business standpoint, deductions. You know, that was tremendous. It's gonna. Our country is roaring. Our businesses are. You're going to see some numbers in 12 months when these factories open. You know, we're opening up factories all over the world, all over the country. But that's all spreading to. I think we're spreading the wealth all over the world. If you want to know the truth. But we're opening them in this country at a level that we've never seen before. We've never seen. So they just don't want to prove anything. They just we meet with them and they say, as Nancy Reagan said, just say no. They go, just say no. They're afraid to approve anything. If we say we want to stop crime in this country, or as an example, bail. We want to make it so that people, if they murder somebody,
야 오늘 현물
on no bail.
미쳤네. 오늘 현물. 제가 가진 종목 대부분이 지금 음봉 난리가 났네.
By the way, we're going to go for statutes in D.C. and then ultimately for the rest of the country. That's not going to be
웃기지도 않다. 아유.
It was when they did the cashless bail thing that the numbers really started going up. In this city, in New York, in Chicago, in Los Angeles, no matter where they have it, the numbers went through the roof. So we're going to meet with them, of course. I'd like to meet with them. We're going to tell them all these good things, and they're going to tell us
자,
no.
시가 240에서 가맹선.
We're going to vote it in by the Republicans.
저기서 두드려 맞았어 일단.
I don't believe that anybody is capable of making a deal with these people. They have gone crazy. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to be to Congress before Congress.
아, 체결 안 하고 또 가는 거 봐. 아,
And again, we think the
요
Democrats will not do
구간에서
anything to stop crime. We think the
25.5예요.
Republicans will do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in. And it's going to pertain initially to D.C. It's almost, we're going to use it as a very positive example. And we're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. 30 days that's by the time you do it. We're going to have this in good shape. And don't forget, in the border, everyone said it would take years and you'd have to go back to Congress. I never went to Congress for anything. I just said, close the border. And they closed the border. And that was the end of it. I didn't go back to Congress. We're going to do this very quickly. But we're going to want extensions. I don't want to call national emergency. If I have to, I will. But
저항자리 돌파 못한다 그러면 무너질 수도 있는데.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you encourage members of the press to do ride-alongs with the D.C. police to understand how serious this crime issue is?
Sounds it's okay to me if they want to do it. We're going to work with the D.C.
시장 관련 얘기 좀 해.
A lot of very good people in there. Not all, but a lot of very good, very, very professional. And, you know, we have a big force. I think they said 3,500. They're always asking the mayor, who's a very nice woman, we got to do the job. You know, we've worked with the mayor for 6 months, and she's been here for many years. And the numbers are worse than ever. Don't let anyone tell you they're not. And the whole statistical charts that they made, the whole thing is a rigged deal. They got rid of the guy that because he didn't want to do the numbers the way they wanted to, and they put their own numbers out. They said it's the best in 20 years. No, it's the worst in 20 years. But we're going to have, we're going to be very open about what we're doing. So if the media wants to ride with police, if they want to do it, if they feel it's safe, that would be okay. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Sir, with President
Thank you,
Zelensky
Mr.
and
President. Mary Margaret Bailey Warner. 2 questions on DC, if that's okay. How do you feel about Mayor Bowser's level of cooperation and her choosing to advocate for DC statehood right now? And
Well, the statehood, let me do that. Statehood is ridiculous. We want to straighten the place out. Statehood's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. It's the Democrats want it because the Democrats have, about 95% in this little area. Even I didn't get it very much. They want that. They want to pick up 2 senators, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's the least of the reasons why, by the way, but that's one of the reasons why. What we want to do is make Washington, D.C. the greatest, most beautiful, safest capital anywhere in the world, and that's going to happen. I mentioned the word bones before. The bones here, the bones, we have the greatest bones. When you look at that Supreme Court building, I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings. When you look at some of the buildings here, it's so magnificent, and everything's good, but it's just dirty and not properly maintained. It's not taken care of. Potholes in the roads. All of it's going to happen very quickly. We're going to seek a relatively small amount of money for fix-up, and we're going to put it out to bid. And we have great contractors here, great road builders, and we're not ripping roads apart so they're closed for 4 years as they redo the concrete bases. And you don't need that. We need a beautiful topping by a very talented
행보 길어져요.
asphalt type
저
person,
구간에서 박스권.
somebody that does the job. We go out, when I get contractors, I use great contractors.
어느 구간이 자 상방이 뚫리느냐,
A great
하방이
contractor is
뚫리느냐.
very special, like a great surgeon, like a great teacher, like a great nurse. A great contractor is very important. We'll only use the best, and when you put a coat of asphalt on that 2 inches of asphalt, 3 inches of asphalt, it looks brand new. You take all the garbage off. They reseed it, as we call it, or different names, but they take the bad stuff off and they put the good stuff down. It takes not a long period of time.
908까지
In a matter of a few days, you'll have a beautiful, magnificent road. You fix up the
오,
curves.
908.
The medians in this town.
제대로네. 이 캔들의 저점이
I
908이야.
think to myself, leaders come from foreign countries. You see, with leaders
Yeah,
all the
Quebec
time. Different leaders. They came in from India recently and from everywhere. They came in from a war that we just ended, Azerbaijan, and
916.75.
you know that, in Armenia. We just ended the war. The 2 leaders came in. One of them said, "My country looks better. The roads are better than, we were talking about it." I said, "What do you think?" He said, "Well, the roads are better in Armenia than they are in Washington,
958.25.
D.C. It's embarrassing." And I was asked at the last press conference, they said to me, "How important is it? You're doing world peace. We're going on Friday to Alaska, meeting with President Putin, Russia. How important is it the capital is important?" I said, "Very, very important." I told my father, said to me, "When you see a restaurant and you want to go and you want to have dinner, and then you go up to the front door and it's dirty, turn around and go back because the kitchen's dirty." It's the same thing with the capital of the United States of America. If it's dirty and unsafe, it sets a bad tone for the rest of the world. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have this capital fixed up, safe, clean, and beautiful in a very short period of time. Go ahead, please. In the back? Yeah, please.
Mr. President, how were your calls this morning with European leaders, and was it your call not to invite President Zelensky to your meeting with Putin?
No, just the opposite. No. We had a very good call. He was
US,
on the call.
저 유럽 지도자들은 정상회담
Very, very friendly. I know the leaders because
트럼프하고
I took it from
푸틴하고
2% to
회담을
5%. 2% that
초대를 안
wasn't paid,
하죠.
5% that is paid, which is trillions of dollars in defense capability. No, it was always going to be, I was going to meet with President Putin, and then after that I'm going to call the leaders and President Zelensky. I'm going to call President Zelensky, and then I'll call probably in that order the leaders. There's a very good chance that we're going to have a second meeting, which will be more productive than the first, because the first is I'm going to find out where we are and what we're doing again, this is Biden's war. This isn't my war. He got us into this thing. And it should have never happened. This war would have never happened if I were president. But it is what it is, and I'm here to fix it. And I'm here to stop 6,000, 7,000 people last week. 7,213 people last week were killed, mostly soldiers. But missiles being lobbed into towns don't exactly help either. But mostly soldiers. And Ukrainian and Russian. They're not American soldiers, but you know, if we can save a lot of lives, it would be a great thing. I've stopped 5 wars in the last 6 months. And on top of that, we wiped out the nuclear capability of Iran, obliterated it. It's turned out to be a correct word, by the way, because you know some of the press said, well, maybe it wasn't obliteration. It was obliteration. We're going to meet with, I would say, the second meeting. If the first one goes okay, we'll have a quick second one. I would like to do it almost immediately. And we'll have a quick second meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky and myself if they'd like to have me there. And that would be a meeting where maybe it could be absolutely work. But the first meeting will not work that out. Certain great things can be gained in the first. It's going to be a very important meeting. But it's setting the table for the second meeting. I think the second meeting, if the second meeting takes place, now there may be no second meeting because if I feel that it's not appropriate to have it because I didn't get the answers that we have to have, then we're not going to have a second meeting. I didn't ask you. Go ahead, Liz.
I just wanted to ask you, thank you, Mr. President. How involved were you in the selection process of these honorees?
I would say I was about 98% involved. No, they all went through me. They came over, Rick and Sergio and everybody. They said, I turned down plenty. They were too woke. I had a couple of wokesters. No, we have great people. This is very different than it used to be. Very different. These are great people, and I don't have any idea of the Republic because when people that the Kennedy Center has everything. Look at the Academy Awards. It gets lousy ratings now. It's all woke. All they do is talk about how much they hate Trump. But nobody likes that. They don't watch anymore. That used to have 45 million people watching. Remember The Apprentice, first season. The Apprentice had 42 million people. The Academy Awards had 41 million people. We were the second show to the Super Bowl. But since then, the Academy Awards have gone down to, I think they've gone down to numbers that are like
원하는 답변 없으면 2차 회담이 없을 수도 있다.
We're not doing it for that reason.
푸틴하고 두 번째 회담. 성사는 뭐 불투명. 푸틴하고 회담하고 난 다음에 젤렌스키 유럽 지도자들 통화 예정이고. 그 회담 전에 뭐 초대할 이양이 있냐 뭐 그런 거 기자가 물었죠. 그런 거 없죠.
Well, I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I was getting very close. I actually finished the wall, but then I added another 200 miles because when you do the original wall that I said I was going to build, which I got built, and I got it to the specifications of the Border Patrol and ICE, the exact. They wanted
Border
steel,
Patrol 그 국경
they wanted rebar inside.
멕시코 국경에
to have wires. We have the walls of wires.
거대한 담장 짓고 있죠.
The internet stuff and security.
100마일 이상 지금
And we built
지었는데.
hundreds of miles. We did great. That's one of the reasons, even now, we're able to have such good numbers at zero, essentially very little people coming in. But Biden, I ordered for another 200 miles. He's going to do another 200 because it's the way it is. And we're all set to do it. Then we had the bad election result. The horrible, what happened to our country, what they allowed.
바이든한테 욕을 했는데 그 국경잡이 그 트럼프 일기 때부터 지었던 거.
Now this is expensive stuff. Hardened steel, very expensive. 9,000 pound concrete and rebar. Rebar is very expensive. The hardest rebound. In other words, very hard to cut. You have different materials. It's very hard to cut because they cut it down if they can. It's very hard to cut. And
자를 수 없는 강도의 단단한 벽입니까?
Pennies on the dollar, 3 cents on the dollar, 4 cents on the dollar. He sold it. And I said, these guys really don't want it. That was when I first realized when I saw the wall was being put up, because we could have finished the rest of the wall in about 4 weeks, anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. It was all set to go. It was laying down, ready to be put up. The foundations were, and they took over, and they said, we're going to sell the wall. And they sold it, as you know, for pennies on the dollar. Well, Pam Bondi's been working very hard on suing that company, and I think they reached a settlement where we're taking the wall back. But they stole the wall from us. That wall is so expensive to build, and we had it, as you know, hundreds of miles of it, and they came along and they basically sold it for scrap. And what a shame that is. But
그걸 훔쳤다고 표현하는데 그 벽을 뭐 어디다가 팔아먹은 것 같아. 바이든이.
No country has who has poor countries.
쌍값을.
No, we had open borders where people just walked in. It didn't matter what they looked like, who they were. They could have. We had 11,888 murderers, half of whom killed more than one person. I mean, literally killed more than one person.
3.75에서 반대.
And this is who we took into our country. So the wall is the least of it, but we're going to take the wall back. We're paying a small amount of money.
하방이 뚫려요.
To get it back, to get rid of the litigation. We'll take it back. We'll put it up. Yeah. Go ahead in the back, please. I'm going to take it back.
시가 위를 강력하게 돌파 못하고 거꾸로 꼬꾸라지는 그런 느낌이에요. 엔비디아가 와 마이너스 1.7.
Now that's called a question, okay? And he's a great reporter, actually. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it did great. Les Mis did great. Broke records and sold out.
도망 나와야 되겠다.
And we anticipate a lot of that happening. There's a thirst for it. And especially when the crime is knocked out. You know, when we knock out crime, some people probably stay away from places like restaurants and other things. It ruins your whole fabric. It ruins the country. And when somebody thinks they have about a 25% chance of getting mugged, they say, let's not go to restaurants tonight. We're going to make it so that they have no chance of getting mugged. And it's going to happen soon. And yeah, we think we're going to have a lot of very successful evenings here. Please.
수수료만 따먹히고 도망 나왔네.
If Vladimir Putin does not agree to stop the war after your meeting on Friday,
yes, they will.
There
will be consequences. There will. I don't have to say. There will be very severe consequences. Yes. Yeah, please.
Can I ask you a question about the
right next to you, please. Yeah. Oh, Federal Reserve Metro. Too late. He's too late.
파월 얘기하네.
Well, he took a building that could have been painted and fixed. Like we're going to fix this building for very little money. He took, and that was in better shape. He took a building and what they did to that building. They built a basement under the building. It didn't have a basement. This is simple to understand. The building is right next to a thing called the Potomac River. The beautiful Potomac River, under the building in the Potomac River. So in order to do that, you need
야, 16.75 뚫렸어.
that God ever created. And they were pumping their hearts out, but as big as those pumps are, you can't pump it fast enough because it's the Potomac River. If the pump were bigger than this room, you couldn't pump it.
지금 트럼프 랩하고 있어.
I thought it would be a good idea.
하나 지금 별걸 다 하네.
A basement is the least valuable floor in a building. I know a lot about real estate. The least valuable thing is the basement. And you don't build a basement under a building that is 2 feet above the river that's right next door. You know, it's right near the river. People don't realize the river's right out there. And that's the beginning. They did it. Just a terrible job. Instead of, I could take a ceiling like this, they'd rip out the ceiling. Because they see it crack. Let's rip out the ceiling.
아, 908도 뚫렸어.
And I would paint the ceiling. And under the ceiling, they put
908 밀었어.
They go out by 3/4 inch, brand new, gorgeous 3/4 inch plywood and sheetrock, hardened sheetrock, and they had it all over the building. So a little piece of flake came down. But the problem is when they took the ceiling down, and it would hit, They spent millions of dollars on protective material that you didn't have to spend anything. He could have done that job for $25 million, and they spent $3.1 billion. He said 2.7, but it's really 3.1. They just don't want to include one of the buildings in the deal. But it's going to be much more than that, and I think he'll be long gone by the time it finishes because they've got a long way to go. And then I hear they want to hire 3,000 economists. What are they going to do? And he got it all wrong. He's too late. We call him Jerome Too Late Powell. It will live with him forever. I believe that name will live with him forever.
이거 봐라.
Pocahontas and some of the others.
907.75에서 반등하네.
Pocahontas, by the way. She's another beauty. But we have a real problem there. They're way over budget. And they did a job that shouldn't have been done. It was unnecessary to be done. Instead of, I could have gotten the greatest wallpaper anywhere in the world from the finest stores in the world. I could have fixed up a wall a little bit. It would have taken about 2 hours and covered it with the most magnificent silk and most magnificent paper for thousands of dollars as opposed to tens of millions of dollars. What a shame it is that they did. But they would take down areas of the building that could have literally been painted, and they didn't do that. So they've got a long way to go, and I think it's just grossly incompetent, but not quite as incompetent as his decision not to do interest rates, take down interest rates, because just like they shouldn't have taken down the ceiling, they should take down interest rates. Every point costs us $360 billion a year. Think of that, $360 billion for 1 point. And we should be down at 1% because we're the leader of the world. We were always the lowest interest rate until like a certain time ago, decade, couple. But we were always, because we were the United States of America. So even if the country was run badly, we were considered like to be super prime. And now he's got us in a bad place. So we're paying $360 billion a year for each point. Now, I believe we should be 3 or 4 points lower, so that's over $1 trillion we pay every year in interest. And it's really just a paper calculation. You sign a document and you save almost $1 trillion because that number equates very much to the bonds that we have to buy. But despite that, we're powering through it, and we have the greatest economy maybe we've ever had. But the housing sector, people aren't able to get good mortgages. They're paying too much because of Jerome Too Late Powell. He's truly incompetent. And
Jerome Too Late Powell.
In temporarily in the one spot because one of the people that was appointed by the Democrats left early. And I heard left because that person wanted lower interest rates. And I heard quit, but I have no idea. I'm sure she won't say that. I'll be naming a new chairman sometime within the next, I think I'll name it a little bit earlier, the new chairman. I'm down to 3 or 4 names, all good, all great. The problem is you name them and then they turn out to be not good. That's happened to me a couple of times. You name somebody, they tell you everything you want to hear, and then they go in and they turn out to be not good. I mean, he told me everything that I thought was appropriate. He turned out to be a stiff, real stiff. But other than that, I think he's doing a very good job, yes. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more. Yes, sir, please. Go ahead. Mr. President Scott Gossett. Are you the Treasury Secretary?
You don't want me for Treasury.
I don't know. You look like you could do a good job. Go ahead.
I keep my family budget okay. Sir, when you meet with Vladimir Putin Friday in Alaska,
yeah.
Do you believe you can convince him to stop targeting civilians in Ukraine?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've had that conversation with him. I've had a lot of good conversations with him. Then I go home and I see that a rocket hit a nursing home or a rocket hit an apartment building and people are laying dead in the streets. So I guess the answer to that is no, because I've had this conversation. I want to end the war. It's Biden's war, but I want to end it. I'll be very proud to end this war along with the 5 other wars I ended. But I guess the answer to that is probably no, because I would have had a good conversation with Vladimir. I knew him very well. I got along with him great, actually. We had I had to go through the Russia hoax. And it was actually, it was a strain in the relationship. I actually told him, I said, they got this phony investigation going on, Russia, totally phony, created by Adam Shifty Schiff and Hillary Clinton and the whole group of them. And it made it very dangerous for our country because I was unable to really deal with Russia the way we should have been. I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger. And Adam Schiff, it was all made up. It was a hoax. The Mueller report came out. They all hated me. They had 18 Trump haters. And they said I did nothing wrong. They couldn't believe, they couldn't find anything. After years of investigation, it was all a hoax. It was a hoax created by the Democrats, but in particular Schiff, Crooked Hillary, the whole group. And now we've learned all the stuff that's come out over the last 2 months is incredible through intelligence. And hopefully something's going to happen with it. These are people that put our country in danger, in real danger. I want to thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
끝났네요. 별거 없었어요. 코미디 영화 장면에 나오는 저 OST 영화 음악 아니에요. 아닌가? 아, 톰과 제리. 아, 그니까 그런 거. 시트콤. 그니까 아까 저 뭐야 군발에 행진하듯이 이렇게 걸어가니까 음악이랑 딱 어울렸다리. 아, 참. 아, 맞아. 아까 요 얘기 했었어요. 트럼프 연준의장 후보 3 or 4, 3명, 4명으로 압축했고 조기에 이제 발표하겠다. 지명 계획을. 빨리빨리 발표했어. 제롬 투 레이트 파월 레임덕을 유도하려고. 오, 저점 위협했었어. 98.75까지 왔었네. 자, 요만큼 눌러서 이제 요거 돌파하러 갑니까? (92.25) 지키면서 98.75 반등. 좋긴 좋았으나. 2021 메로님, 예, 반갑습니다. 그러면 금리인하 가능성이 더 높아지겠죠. 아, 반가워요. 요런 거는 한 방에, 그러니까 한 방에 쭉 들어올려서 탑승을 기회를 안 줘. 요 캔들 아래꼬리 만들지 말고 살짝, 그렇지. 윗꼬리 만들지 말고 살짝 눌러 들어가게. (98.75) 92.25를 지켰어. (906) 908 올 수 있는데 좀만 더. 그냥 가면 뭐 어쩔 수 없고 내비두고. 14.5까지 눌렀다가 그냥 가네. 짜라라라라라라라라. 25.75에서 일단 스탑. 네, 메로님 반가워요. 자주 봬요.
매수 주문이
892. 자, 오늘 당일 저가 한 틱만이라도 뚫렸다. 그냥 손절. 엔비디아 좀 회복을 해야지 되는데 나 야, 요 구간 한 시간 동안 요 구간, 요 박스 구간 위냐 아래냐 위냐 아래냐 아래를 살짝 밀었어요. 근데 이 저점을 지켰죠. 그리고 또 이런다. 방향을 못 정하고 참 진짜. 아유. 질렸습니다. 예.
취소 주문이 접수되었습니다.
힘드네. 트럼프 별거 없어요. 오늘 별거 없었어. 뭐 할만한 얘기는 뭐 다 나왔고. 조안나님 왜요? 안나님. 오늘 만약에 마이너스 1% 가까이 뺀다. 710 근처. 엔비디아랑 브로드컴 뭐 이렇게 시총 센 애들, 반도체 애들 희망이가 없어요. 엔비디아 마이너스 1.84, 브로드컴 마이너스 1.5, 필라델피아 반도체 지수 뭐 전체적으로 0.33%. 이거보다 시총 센 애들 마이너스 1.53 브로드컴, 엔비디아 마이너스 1.83. 얘네들이 회복을 못하면 30분봉 121선 구름대 하단 810이죠. 이게 마이너스 0.53. 요 구간 못 지켰다. 241선 요 구름대 꺾이는 부분 23,700 딱 마이너스 1%. 699 1시간 부 여기 23,700 121선 지나는 자리 700 초반. 가능성이 있죠. 예, 뭐 요거가 못 지켰다. 820 700 1시간 봉 30분 봉 820 121선 요거 700 820 700 여기 땅 하자마 여기 땅 본장 열리자마자 10시 36분 요거 사상 최고가 또 경신 고점 밸류 부담이 있죠. 조한나님 매수해요. 910 뭐 충분히 뭐 짤먹 가능하죠. 예, 응원합니다. 그러니까 예를 들면 요 구간이 무너졌을 때 지금은 요 저점 892.25 지키면서 요거는 어딥니까? 98.75 그리고 요거 안에서 그냥 계속 박스놀이 하잖아. 와리가리 박스놀이. 뭐야? 그죠? 요번에서는 와리가리 뭐 박스 냠냠 꿀잡수는 할 수 있겠는데, 만약에 위로 간다. 이거 58.25 강하게 돌파하고 58.25 같은 거는 3분봉에 이 자리도 돌파해야 되고 그래야 되지 않을까요? 안나님. 따따따라따따. 그리고 CPI는 뭐 어쨌든 괜찮게 나왔으나 내일 PPI 아주 또 이제 중요해졌어. 월말에 PCE 가늠해 볼 수 있는 어나더 인플레 지표, 생산자 도매 물가, 업봉비 모르지만 위로 베팅이요. 업봉비가 뭐예요? 알겠습니다. 아, 어떨지 모르겠지만, 이해했습니다. 어떨지 모르겠지만, 예, 위로. 박스 구간이니까 느낌대로. 짤목 가능하니까. 아닙니다. 박빅토르 님이요? 박빅토르 님이 오셨어. 저는 안 보이는데, 코코님. 네, 조한나님만 보이는데, 저는. 메로님, 조한나님. 아, 조한나님이 박빅토르님, 그래요. 그러셨구나. 예. 반갑습니다. 오랜만이에요. 매매 계속 하시고 계셨구나, 역시. 코코님, 그걸 또 어떻게 하셨대? 아이고야, 잠시 하고 올게요. 잠시요. 저점 밀었네. 그쵸. 아, 모른다, 이제. 886. 와, 오늘 현물이 제가 보유한 종목 대부분이 그냥 와장창 파란 비가 내리고 있어요. 레딧 좋아. 레딧이 사상 최고가 대신에 경신. 그나마 얘가 살려주네, 레딧. 참, 정말. AMD 오늘 AMD 계속 5%대 유지하네. 좋습니다. AMD 들어가신 분들 축하드려요. 어쨌든 네? 죄를 지었슈. 또 무슨 얘기입니까 또? 무슨 얘기예요? 빅터러니. (886까지) 밀었으면 야 이게 저점이라고 볼 수는 없네. 애플, 아마존 버티고 뭐 반도체 섹터가 좀 버텨줘요. 그래도 강보합으로 0.28%. 브로드컴, 엔비디아가 하방으로 자꾸 밀어대는데 그래도 버티는 게 애플, 아마존, 나머지 반도체 섹터 애들 크게 밀리지는 않는다. 보면 한 820, 요 부분에서는 반등. 1시간 봉 바뀌죠, 잠시 후에. (820, 30) (912.5에서) 또 민다. (905)
매도 준비 접수되었습니다.
901 901
취소 준비 접수되었습니다. 매도 준비 접수되었습니다.
912.5 이상 들어올리면 카트 손절 그냥. 901 한 번만 주라. 지금 저점 깨자마자 익자라고 나오게. 체결하고 2시 10분봉 바뀌면서 저점 살짝 밀고 그다음부터 뭐 반등을 이렇게 시계 나오든가. 체결하고 밀어야 돼. 900.75야 901.25 기다리고 있는데 900.75까지 와서 그냥 가네. 위험한 구간까지 가버리면 이제 가버려. 놔줘야 돼. 이제
취소 준비 접수되었습니다.
다시 돌아와서 체결하면 위험하죠. 두 틱 밑에서 그냥 가버리네.
You burnt the toast again, and I still smile. You always leave it too long, but it's your style. Too much, no coasters, mess on the table for breakfast with you. Best kind of fable, you on the song. I'll keep it bold in your OT. Sleeves half roll. I fake a
야, 이거는 좀 위험하긴 한데. 이제는 901이 아니라
매도 준비 접수되었습니다.
905 12.75 2시 10분봉 바뀌었죠. 요 위로 충분히 들어 올릴 수 있네.
매도 준비 체결되었습니다.
그죠? 1시간 봉 전템. 요 윗꼬리 잡아먹으면 그냥 카트 포기. 지치네. 용민님 어서와요. 24,000 24,000이요. 평단 대방이네. 700까지 보신다고요.
매수 주문이 체결되었습니다.
그래서 아까 잽싸게 체결해서 요만큼 먹는 거였는데 다시 돌아와서 체결하면 위험하네. 모른다. 이제 또 모른다. 12시에 잡았어요. 24,000. 야, 대박이네. 840mm 줄을 그어 보세요. 예. 뭐 참고하실 분들은 뭐 참고하시고. T더 변곡 기법이에요. 난 CP 변곡 기법이 제일 재밌어. 무슨 욕 같아. CP. 뭐 날씨 탓인지 몸이 좀 그렇습니다. 축축 처지죠. 저는 여기서 인사드리고 물러날게요. 고생 많으셨습니다. 오늘 수요일장. 내일 PPI 발표 있고 내일 화이팅 해봐야지. 그쵸? 내일 또 하나 더 중요한 지표. 자, CPI가 뭐 예상 부합하는 뭐 좀 뭡니까 우려보다 양호한 결과가 나오면서 이제 PPI가 중요해졌어. 그렇죠? 야, 주현님 오늘 수요일이야. 그래요? 내일 되면 피곤 예정. 내일 힘내야지. 핫뜨라뜨 화이팅. 그렇죠? 알았습니다. 고생 많으셨고 내일 뵙겠습니다. 자, 화요일장 화요일 야간장 모두 고생 많으셨어요. 남은 시간 모두 성취하시고 굿밤 되시고 오늘 수요일 야간장 맞아. 맞아. 모두 정신이 해롱메롱이야. 자, 내일 저녁 9시에 다시 뵐게요. 방송은 30분쯤 후에 종료할게요. 자, 내일 다시 뵙겠습니다. 내일 다시 바이오, see you. 뿅뿅뿅 샹큐 감사. 네? 자, 내일 뵐게요. 감사합니다. 네, 인철님 고생 많으셨어요. 파이팅입니다.
In your down, it feels so complete. In the warmth of the island heat, feel the ocean breathe beneath your skin. Let the melody pull you deep within. Colors glowing where the world begins. In this paradise, we let it spin. Golden skies melting into blue. Whispers of waves, they call to you. Soft sands cradle your tired feet. In this rhythm, life feels complete. Let the beat flow under your skin. Feel the warmth as it pulls you in. Summer nights where the stars collide. Lose yourself in the ocean tide. Slow motion breeze kissing your face. Time stands still in this sacred space. The horizon hums a gentle tune. Dancing hearts under the lazy moon. Electric air, it glows so sweet. Every heartbeat sings with the beat. Floating weightless, we drift away. In the calm of this endless day. Let the beat flow under your skin. Feel the warmth as it pulls you in. Summer nights where the stars collide. Lose yourself in the ocean tide. Golden hours fade into the night. Every shadow bathed in soft light. Endless echoes fill the warm sky. In this dream, we never say goodbye. Golden hours fade into the night. Waves are crashing under the moonlight haze. Footsteps vanish in the sandy maze. Stars are winking like they're in on the plan. The tide whispers secrets only we understand. Feel the rhythm, let it flow so slow. In the deep where the night will glow. Lost in the motion of the endless sea. This is the place where we're meant to be. dissolve in the dark. The breeze hums a tune only hearts can hear. The pulse of the ocean draws us near. Feel the rhythm, let it flow so slow. In the deep where the night will glow. Lost in the motion of the endless sea. This is the place where we're meant to be. Echoes ripple in the cool salt air. Melodies linger like they don't have a care. The universe sighs with a steady beat. It's a groove only the night can repeat. Feel the rhythm, let it flow so slow. In the deep where the night will glow. Lost in the motion of the endless sea. This is the place where we're meant to be. In the deep where the night will glow. Lost in the motion of the endless sea. This is the place where we're meant to be. Meant to be. Meant to be. Under the palms where the shadows play, waves whisper secrets that drift away. A cool breeze dances with the sun's embrace. The rhythm of the ocean sets the pace. Feel the tide pull you into the sound. Lose yourself where the waves surround. In this moment, let your worries cease. Float away on an island breeze. Golden skies melt into the deep. Stars awaken while the world's asleep. Echoes of laughter in the salty air. The kind of magic that's beyond compare. Feel the tide pull you into the sound. Lose yourself where the waves surround. In this moment, let your worries cease. Float away on an island breeze. Close your eyes, let the rhythm sway. Feel the pulse of the night and day. Every heartbeat is a melody. We're alive in this harmony. Feel the tide pull you into the sound. Lose yourself where the waves surround. In this moment, let your worries cease. Float away on an island breeze. the pulse of the night and day. Every heartbeat is a melody. We're alive in this harmony. Feel the tide pull you into the sound. Lose yourself where the waves surround. In this moment, let your worries cease. Float away on an island breeze.
Waves are whispering to my feet. Sun-kissed sand, a steady beat. Palm trees sway like they're alive. In this rhythm, I thrive. Feel the ocean breathe tonight. Under stars, the world feels right. Let the tide take all your fears. Dance away the passing years. Cool breeze brushes through my hair. Every moment beyond compare. Moonlight glistens on the sea. In this place I'm truly free. Feel the ocean breathe tonight. Under stars the world feels right. Let the tide take all your fears. Dance away the passing years. Close your eyes and hear the sound. Heartbeats echo all around. Drift away where dreams collide. Find your peace within the tide. Feel the ocean breathe tonight. Under stars the world feels right. Let the tide take all your fears. Dance away the passing years. Close your eyes and hear the sound. Heartbeats echo all around. Drift away where dreams collide. Find your peace within the tide. Feel the ocean breathe tonight. Under stars the world feels right. Let the tide take all your fears. Dance away the passing years. is low. Through city streets where secrets flow. A shadow dances soft and slow. The night's alive, it starts to glow. Chasing shadows through the haze. sun dips low, the sky turns gold. The ocean hums a tale untold. Feet in the sand, my soul takes flight. The breeze whispers soft through the fading light. Feel the rhythm of the waves tonight. A heartbeat steady in the fading twilight. Lose yourself, let the music guide. We're floating free like the endless tide. The palm trees sway in a gentle dance. Underneath the moonlight's trance, stars above like a jeweled dome. Everywhere feels just like home. Feel the rhythm of the waves tonight. A heartbeat steady in the fading twilight. Lose yourself, let the music guide. We're floating free like the endless tide. Echoes of laughter carried by the breeze. A melody mingles with the rustling leaves. Time dissolves in this perfect space. This is our rhythm, our sacred place. Feel the rhythm of the waves tonight. A heartbeat steady in the fading twilight. Lose yourself, let the music guide. We're floating free like the endless tide. Feel the rhythm of the waves tonight. A heartbeat steady in the fading twilight. Lose yourself, let the music guide. We're floating free like the endless tide.
The moonlight spills on empty streets. A rhythm flows where silence meets. The echoes hum a steady beat. Where time dissolves beneath my feet. The stars align to guide the way through sleepless nights and break of day. A distant pulse begins to play. It whispers softly, come and stay.
Through the depths where silence fades, melodies of night cascade. Feel the beat that pulls me in. Underneath my skin again. Floating high where dreams align. Lost in sound and lost in time. City lights blur in the night's embrace. Feet are moving in a steady space, chasing shadows that the moon can't trace. Lost in rhythm, time has no face. Let the bass line carry